JavaScript. JavaScript is nothing but a scripting language. JS is scripting language, and this is most popular programming language, and this is most popular scripting language, and this is the base for JavaScript is base for jQuery and AngularJS and Node.js and React.js. Okay, and so on. So this is the base for all these programming languages. So, and this is most commonly used to create create interactive effects within web forms. And JavaScript is very easy to learn. This is very easy to learn and more structured and compiled language. More structural structured and compiled language such as C and CPP. So JavaScript is developed by Netscape. Is developed by Netscape to enable to design interactive sites. Interactive interactive sites. So JavaScript can interact with HTML elements. JavaScript can interact with HTML source code, and so JavaScript runs on the client side only. JavaScript run in the client side. Only. That is browsers, Chrome, Mozilla, and so on. So latest browsers. All latest browsers supports JavaScript. Latest browsers supports JavaScript. And JavaScript is very simplicity. JavaScript is very simple to learn and implement. So we can add to the functionality. We can add functionality to the web forms like validations, validations, and we can communicate with the server by using JavaScript. We can communicate with the server. Server means database servers, the DB servers, and number of functionalities we can do by using JavaScript. Since JavaScript is a scripting language and designed to add functionality to the HTML forms. We can execute JavaScript without preliminary compilation. You can execute JavaScript without preliminary compilation. So we don't need license for JavaScript. So all browsers support JavaScript, and there is no need to purchase the license for JavaScript. And we can add JavaScript in HTML forms by using script tag, starting tag, and ending tag. Okay, so we can add JavaScript in HTML forms by using script tag. Anywhere in HTML forms we can add a JavaScript by using script tags. In header section or in body section. Anywhere we can add JS using script tag. So for example, okay, so this is the introduction of JavaScript. So for example, if you want to display current date time by using JavaScript, okay, system current date time by using JavaScript in HTML forms, just use date predefined function to display current date time. Okay, so this date function retrieves current date from the system. Okay, so save this document and do one sample example. We create an HTML form, sample form. I want to display system current date time using JavaScript. Okay, I'm taking single paragraph, okay, without any content, just P1. Okay, So here I can display current date time in paragraph from JavaScript. Okay, always use JavaScript in the end of the body tag. Okay, don't use JavaScript in the head section because application performance is decreased if you use script JavaScript in head section. Okay, so always in real time also always use JavaScript in the end of the body tag. So I want to display current date time in paragraph. So here already predefined properties and functions is there. Document dot get element by id. Okay, so get element by id and p1 dot inner html equal to date. So this is the predefined function date. So document is this html document. In this html document, get element by id is the predefined method to find the html element with this id. Okay, so this method find the html element with this id, and inner html is used to assign the text into the html elements. But this date function retrieves the date from system and assign it to this paragraph. So run this example. Okay, so this is the current system date time. Okay, India standard time. So if you want to display as month, date, year, you need to separate this where my date equal to new date, my date dot get month and plus my date dot get day. Okay, so all these are predefined methods: get day, get month, and full year. My date dot get full year. Okay, so refresh this example once. Okay, so this get month takes value, so we need to add one more. Okay, so 9 to 2016 get day. This is not the day. Get date. Okay, so this is second day, right, in this week. Okay, so 9 month and 20th date and 2016. If you want to display seconds also, you can use my date dot get hours get my date dot get minutes and refresh this. Okay, 22 and 26 is the time. So like this we can display current system date time by using date method. So already predefined method. So date is. So this is the script type. We have to use this script type to insert JavaScript in HTML document, and this is very important script type. And this statement is created my date is variable. Okay, date variable, my date variable. From using this my date variable, we are getting month, date, year, and hours and minutes. Okay, we can get milliseconds also. So this is the
Sir,
sample example. Yes.
yeah, will you add this one here at get month?
So JavaScript get month function gets only this is ninth month, right? So getting eighth month. Okay, oh, one value is low.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that
Okay.
we need to add plus one, so that actual month number is returned. Okay, so without script tag. Okay, if you remove this script tag, okay, comment this. Without script tag, browser will treat as pure text. Okay, these statements will treat as pure text. Okay, so where my date, so that we need to use script tag to insert JavaScript. So we can use JavaScript in body section or in a header section. Okay, anywhere we can use. So JavaScript in HTML page will be executed when the page loads. Okay, JavaScripts in HTML form will be executed when the page loads. So this is not always what we want. Okay, sometimes we want to execute a JavaScript when an event occurs. When an event occurs means when you click on the button, you want to display current date. You can take one button, input, type equal to button, and value, display, date, and ID is btn date close tag. So I want to display current date time when I click on this button. Okay, directly I don't want to display current date time directly. So I want to execute a JavaScript function when an event occurs. When an event occurs means when you click on the button, we need to execute JavaScript function. So for this, we have to create the function in JavaScript. Okay, my function. So this is the function name, and this is the function keyword. Okay, this keyword used to create functions in JavaScript. Okay, so in function we have to write these two statements, and we have to call this function name in button click event. So I will explain all the events for tomorrow session, but I'm using just a simple event for button on click button. Okay, on click event. So this is the button event to execute JavaScript functions. Okay, my function. So that when you click on the button, so the JavaScript function is executed and display current data in paragraph. Okay, so like this we can execute the JavaScript functions. So this is what we want to execute JavaScript functions. So when a user clicks on a button, we can execute the JavaScript functions. So this is we can put the JavaScript function inside the JavaScript statements inside the function, and you can place unlimited number of script tags in HTML document. Okay, so this is one script tag. Okay, this is one part, and you can place another script tag also, and you can write one more function, function 2. Okay, or you can create one more script tag. You can write my function 3. Okay, you can place unlimited number of script tags in one HTML document. Okay, like in body section or in header section also you can place unlimited number of script tags. So you can have scripts in the body and the header section at the same time. You can have script tags in body section and the header section at the same time.
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, when you're giving the my function in the
my function.
my function in on where you're giving the input parameters, right?
Sorry,
Yeah, the
sorry.
if you give the my function is like in the on click, then no need to define the p1 in the get element, right?
So
Get element type.
we have to define the p1 also, because we want to display the current date time in paragraph, so that we have to find the HTML element and display current date time in this paragraph.
Oh, okay,
Okay, without using p1, we can where we can display current date time without this statement.
okay.
So that we have to use this statement must and should. And this is the sample example for JavaScript, and we can place JavaScript in external files also. External files. External files means we have to save file with the .js extension. Okay, so we have to save the files with the .js extension, so that that file is extension JavaScript extension files. So JavaScript can also be placed in external files. Placed in external files, and we can use external file external file for the different web pages for the different web pages. So for example, so create an HTML form, external file example, external example, and the same thing, the same paragraph and the same button. Okay, so when you click on this button, you can display current date time in paragraph, but we have to write JavaScript code in external file, so that you can create the file JavaScript file with the .js extension. Okay, if you write JavaScript code in Notepad, okay, Notepad, you can save this. You can save this file with the .js extension. Okay, so directly I'm creating JavaScript file in Visual Studio. So there is a template. Okay, my script.js. Okay, so my script.js file is created, JavaScript file. Okay, so this is the JavaScript file. So now in external file we don't need to use script tag. Directly we can create functions. My function, and we can copy this code and paste here. Okay, so after we create the external file, you have to call this external file in end of the body with using script tag. Source equal to my script.js and the type equal to text JavaScript. Okay, so this is the external file, JavaScript file. So we are calling this JavaScript file in HTML form. So when you click on this button, this function is executed and display result from this file to this paragraph. Okay, so I am running this example. Okay, so current data is displayed. Okay, so we can use this external file in multiple, in different web pages. So we can create one more HTML form, sample 2. Okay, and I want to display some alert box. When you click on the button, type equal to button and value display alert. On click my function 2. Okay, so this is the function name. So we can give any name, and we can create one more function, this function in this JavaScript file, my function 2. So when you click on this button, okay, in sample2.html form, so we want to execute this JavaScript function and display some alert. Okay, so alert is also predefined function to display some alert boxes. uh, this is from second function. Okay, so we can use this JavaScript file in sample.html, text JavaScript. Okay, so run this example, click on this button. So this is from second function. So that like this we can use JavaScript function within several different web pages. Okay, we only myscript.js file is there. Okay, so here we have two functions. These two functions are executing in the two different HTML forms. Okay, from example.html form we are executing first function. From sample2.html form we are executing second function. So like this we can use JavaScript external files in different HTML forms. Okay, the .js is the file extension. And one more important thing is JavaScript is case sensitive. case sensitive. So before you write JavaScript functions, before you write JS functions, before write JavaScript functions, or before use JavaScript predefined functions, before you use JS predefined functions. So watch your capitalization, capitalization. So that is called, okay, so watch your capitalization before you use JavaScript predefined functions. Okay, so that is in this example, in the sample first example, here I am using get element by id is the method. Okay, in this method, e caps and b caps, I caps. Okay, so this is the predefined function. Okay, we have to write this function like this only. Okay, if you write here e small, okay, so what happened? So on this example, okay, output is not getting. Go to inspect element and we can see the what happened here. So one error is there. Okay, here click on this on card type error, document get element by id is not a function. Okay, so you can see the errors like this. In JavaScript errors, we can get the errors here. So that we have to use e caps and in JavaScript every method first word is small, from second word onwards first letter caps. Okay, from second letter onwards caps, first word small letters. Okay, remember that one only. And JavaScript statements, JS JS statements, JavaScript statements. So these statements are used to JavaScript statements are used to tell the browser what to do, browser to what to do. Okay, what we want to execute the output. So JavaScript is a sequence of statements to be executed by the browser. JavaScript is a sequence of statements to be executed by the browser. JavaScript statement is a command to the browser. JS statement is command to a browser. Command to a browser. So this is the command tell the browser to what to do. And this command tell the browser to what to do. So So we have to use semicolon at the end of the statements. We have to use semicolon semicolon at the end of the statement. End of the statement. Okay, so but is semicolon is not required at the end of the statement. Okay, semicolon is not required. Semicolon is not required, but it is recommended. Okay, recommended. So each statement is executed by the browser in the sequence they are written. Each statements each statement is executed by the browser in the sequence they are written. Okay, they are written. So in function, okay, so to write the sequence of statements we have to use function and function name. Okay, so between these two flower brackets, okay, so this between these two flower brackets we have to write so number of statements. Okay, number of statements. Okay, these statements are executed by the browser in the sequence they are written. Okay, first this statement is executed, after that second statement, and finally third statement. Okay, so like this sequence browser executed. Okay, so this is also called blocks. Okay, JavaScript blocks. So JavaScript statements can be grouped together in blocks. So blocks start with the flower bracket, okay, curly left curly bracket, and end with the right curly bracket. Okay, blocks start with the left curly bracket, end with the right curly bracket. So these blocks are executed like this. Okay, so this is the example. Okay, number of statements we will write in function, and one by one statement is executed. First this statement is executed, after that this statement is executed. Okay, in the sequence they are written. All the statements are executed in the JavaScript blocks, okay, in JavaScript functions. And one more important concept is JavaScript comments. Okay, so these comments is there in HTML, CSS. Okay, so we are learning about comments in HTML and CSS, but in JavaScript also same concept for comments. So these JavaScript comments can be used to comments can be used to make the code make the code more readable. Okay, more readable. We can use comments. Comments are used to insert, used to explain our code, explain your code, and if you don't want to execute some, if you don't want to execute some JS statements, you can put that statements in comment, so that browser will not execute the statements. Okay, if you don't want to execute some part of JS code, you can put that code in comments. Okay, in JavaScript, comments are two types. Okay, single line comments and multi-line comments. Okay, comments are two types: single line comments, and the second one is multi-line comments. Okay, multi-line comments. So the single line comments are used to, okay, single line comments start with comments start with slash slash. Okay, so these comments are used to put JavaScript statements in comment, and multi-line comments start with these comments start with slash star and with star slash. Okay, like CSS comments. Okay, if you want to apply comments for multi-lines, you can use this. If you want to apply uh, comment for single line, you can use this slash slash. So here in this example, so I don't want to execute these two statements. Okay, I don't want to execute these two statements, so that I can put these two statements in comment. Okay, in single line we can put this like this. Okay, or slash star we can use star slash. Okay, or we can use multi-line comments also. Document get by id in our HTML equal to, this is comments example. Okay, p1. So I run this example. So when you click on this button, browser will not execute these two statements and execute this statement only. So that paragraph will display this content. This is comments example. Okay, so this is comment example. So remaining these two statements are in comment. Okay, so browser will not execute these comment statements. And also like you can explain our code like single comments or multi-line comments. Okay, to display some content in paragraph. Okay, so like this you can explain our code. You can put this comments in multi-line also. Slash star. Okay, in multi-lines. Star slash. Then like this we can apply comments. Okay, single lines and multi lines.